After the First World War, there was hope for a peace based upon social justice. In October 1919, the International Labour Organization, the ILO, was founded. In Article 23A of the Covenant of the League of Nations, it called for fair and humane conditions of labour for men, women, and children. In its first 2 years, the Labour Organisation adopted 10 conventions covering crucial labour issues, including limiting working hours to a maximum 48-hour week, defining rules related to unemployment, maternity protection, restrictions on night work for women and young people, and a minimum working age of 14. During the 1930s, the International Labour Organization turned its attention to tackling mass unemployment brought about by the Great Depression. The United States joined the organization in 1934, although still remaining outside the League of Nations. Despite the International Labour Organization's successes, it struggled with a lack of enforcement power and low ratification rates by member states. It was, however, awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1969 for its humanitarian contribution and is still in operation today. The League of Nations established the High Commission for Refugees in June 1921 under the direction of Norwegian explorer, diplomat and humanitarian Fridtjof Nansen, who became its first High Commissioner. Before taking on this role, Nansen had been commissioned to oversee the repatriation of prisoners of war after the First World War, a mission that saw over 400,000 people return to their homelands. The High Commission for Refugees' original mandate was to assist Russian refugees who had become stateless after the Bolshevik government of the Soviet Union revoked the citizenship of Russians living abroad. This mandate was later expanded to include Armenia, Assyrian, Bulgarian, and certain other refugee groups from former Ottoman territories. One of its most important functions was providing travel documents to stateless individuals who could not obtain passports through normal channels. These Nansen passports, as they became known, enabled refugees to travel internationally, and over 450,000 were issued. The High Commission also worked to improve living conditions for displaced people, gave refugees training for new jobs, and found work for refugees in the new countries. In 1931, it was replaced by the Nansen International Office for Refugees. After the First World War, the world faced a series of serious health crises. The Spanish flu pandemic killed over 25 million people worldwide, while a typhus epidemic swept across parts of Europe, and there were fears that cholera would spread in war-ravaged regions. In response, the League of Nations created the Health Organization with the aim of improving global public health. In the early 1920s, it helped contain outbreaks of typhus, cholera, and smallpox in Eastern Europe through quarantine measures, medical missions, and vaccination campaigns. It also worked to standardize health practices, promote cooperation among international experts, and share medical research. Expert commissions were sent to advise countries on improving their public health systems and sanitation. Some of its key work involved efforts to combat leprosy and malaria. The Temporary Slavery Commission, created by the League of Nations in the early 1920s, played a key role in combating slavery and forced labour, especially in mandated territories. It investigated ongoing slavery where abolition existed but wasn't enforced, documenting abuses and raising awareness to pressure powers like Britain and France to act. The Commission notably challenged forced labour on the Tanganyika Railway, where death rates once reached 50%, but international pressure led to reforms that cut the death rate to about 4%. Despite limited enforcement and political hurdles, the TSC helped shape international norms against slavery and norms against forced labour, paving the way for future human rights treaties. The Permanent Mandates Commission was a League of Nations body overseeing the administration of mandated territories, mainly former Ottoman and German colonies. Britain and France, as leading mandatory powers, were expected to aid these territories in their journey towards independence, while acting in the best interest of their populations. Although the PMC was meant to monitor this process, Britain and France's strong influence within the Commission, combined with its lack of executive power, allowed them to govern their mandates much like their colonies. The League of Nations established many other commissions to tackle global issues. The Disarmament Commission worked on arms reduction and disarmament agreements, while the Economic and Finance Organization promoted economic stability, trade, and financial cooperation. The Minorities Section protected minority rights, and the Drug Control Committee regulated narcotics and fought international drug trafficking, to name but a few commissions. The commissions and the agencies of the League of Nations are considered to be part of the successes of the League of Nations. They are often short answer questions individually or collectively as part of a 10-point question evaluating the successes and failures of the League of Nations.